Hi everyone, it's Bob from Greybeard Models and welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since the last video, probably about a month I think. Mainly because the weather's been so grand and I've been doing lots of stuff outside, so you know that's been the reason. But I've made some progress on the SE5 for the group build, and I think without further ado, we'll get over to the bench and I'll show you what I've been doing and why it's not finished. So, over to the bench. Right, so some of the progress that I've made on this, it's a what I call it, 2 steps forward, 1 step back all the time. So I've put decals on the top wing. I laid them over what I'd painted. I wasn't happy with what I'd painted, so I managed to actually rescue the decals. Having rescued those decals, I then decided to put the fuselage decals on, which came out alright, and the underside of the lower wing, which came out alright. I put the tail decals on. They didn't come out all right. They were old, cracked. Tried to get them to lay down. I'd used some of the liquid decal film on it to try and, you know, soften them up, get them on, and then used microsol, microset to try and lay them down. But as much as I could, as I got them on there, literally left them overnight to settle, and came back in the morning and they'd actually lifted quite dramatically. So what I've had to do here, I'm in the middle of a rescue operation, so I'm going to have to mask off the tail end, repaint the tail, and then I'll paint the vertical stripes, the red, white and blue stripes on there, and then just try and rescue that. The tail section here, there's a number serial there and a white sort of triangle with a sort of fern leaf there. I'm not going to be able to replicate that, so I'll just paint that the green and bring that back up to the same level as everything else. But in the meantime, I've had to stop. I fitted the wing struts here and lined those up. So I put those on and then sort of lined them up with what I've got here. So they were sort of lined up, and now I've come back to those and they've actually moved. So I think I did something wrong there. I should have got everything lined up and into the fixing holes, which I did. Then I took this off, took this wing up, the top wing off. I think I took it off too early because they seem to have moved, but they will line up once I put the top wing back on. So the next step is to, while I'm letting this settle down and getting this mask off and primered again, I'll then start drilling the fitting holes for the rigging. But yeah, interesting. Right, so I've got the green section painted on, just waiting for that to dry. In the meantime, I've started some rigging. So I've done the cross pieces here, just leaving those to set off properly. They're all super glued in place. The next thing is to change the masking on here so that I can do the red stripe down that side of the tail plane. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so we've put the basic colours on the tail plane. Obviously there's been a little bit of weepage under the masking tape. So a little bit of touch up by brush, and then that's as far as I'm going to go with the tailplane, but basically get that impression, and then I can get on with reinstating the elevators and then go from there. Getting there. Right, so now I've got the upper wing in place, and as you can tell, I've got it held in place with some long strips of masking tape. Got another piece around the back there, and then the other bits of lines I've got held out the way. I'm going to leave this lot to set now overnight, and then I'll come back in the morning and hopefully release the rigging wires and get those done, and then in turn come to the back and put the rigging wires in there as well. But yeah, it's tricky is all this, but yeah, I'm getting there, I think. Right, so we managed to get the upper wing and all the rigging done on the upper wing. Let's move that out of the way. Let's try and get some sort of light in there so you can see the rigging. So got all the rigging done. Great. So the next bit is to get the undercarriage sorted out and loaded. But I've had a bit of a bloody disaster. So I'd got all the parts on. Oh my god, where's that? Oh, that needs to come off. Right. Yeah. So we got the control cables here to the tailplane, to the rudder. So got those on, and I was putting all the cross rigging bits on there, and unfortunately I dropped it and snapped off that elevator, and yeah, it's made a complete king dog's ear out of it now. So what I've had to do is cement that back in place and try and get it all square and whatnot, and then redraw the holes, because I had some rigging in it. So I've redraw the holes, make sure they're all clear, get all that sorted out, and re-rig the back end again, and then get on. So today's been a bit of a shame really, because I was hoping to try and get this done today, and I was making pretty good progress. I was quite pleased with the rigging. It was coming together nicely. You know, there's things I've got to do just to tidy it up and all that sort of thing, but I was hoping to get all the rigging done today and then do a bit of touch up and whatnot, but unfortunately not. So on that note, I'm going to leave it and go away and calm my head down and come back to it tomorrow and hopefully get it all finished. Anyway, sorry about the disappointment. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been a day, and I'll see you on the next video, hopefully tomorrow. Bye for now.